and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure. And in the back half, we're going to rank the Executioner Build-A-Figure wave from my least favorite to my favorite. But before we get there, we got to build the Build-A-Figure, which I've already done here, and thankfully he went together pretty easily. But of course, for all your Build-A-Figure waves, all your Marvel Legends needs, and a whole lot more, hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Got to get a deal out there, and that's exactly what I did. Picked up this entire wave over there at Jay's Toys and Games. But the Executioner is the Build-A-Figure here, and I remember when this was announced, I kind of rolled my eyes and I said, oh man, we got the Executioner. But I forgot it was part of the MCU version from the Thor world, and that's where he belongs most of the time. We got that figure once upon a time. I think it was a part of a 2-pack, if I'm not mistaken. But I did grab that. We will compare that later here. But man, oh man, what a difference between comic and, of course, movie as far as the Executioner goes. This is a big boy figure, and I'm here for it. And as I said, he went together very easy. Sometimes these Build-A-Figures fight you. Sometimes they don't. This one snapped together very easily. But let's dive into the accessories first on this one. Now we do got a splayed out hand and a gripping hand out of the package. You also have the option of a handshaking hand and a Fist of Fury. So you choose your own hand adventure with that. And then you can't have the Executioner without his big old axe. And did we ever see him execute anybody in the comic books with this thing? Did he ever take anybody's head off? I don't recall it, but I'm sure I didn't read every issue he was ever in. But you do get this big axe here, big silver double-ended axe looking nice. Dings, dents throughout on it, as you can imagine. Got the nice handle down here looking very nice. Here for that, very key to the figure, as we do know. But now, speaking of the figure, we're going to dive into it. We're going to start with the head sculpt department. And I guess that's hair. Is that like a horseshoe? Man, he's losing his hair going bald. Or is that paint? What is that on top of his head? I'm not sure. I guess I always thought it was paint. But maybe it's hair. I don't know. You guys tell me. He's got some whimsical eyebrows there. He's got even the little twist up there in the turn, looking like a Father Jim Mitchell, if you guys are familiar with James Mitchell's work in the wrestling world. Looking extra scary there. Got the extra scary goatee, too. Looking like something like Anton LaVey or something. Who knows what he's up to. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth, playing those hits, and a very gloom and doom face. And let's be honest, if you're an Executioner, unless you really love your job, you're probably not smiling all the time. You're like, oh, I gotta kill somebody again today. It's not an easy work. It's not easy. Everybody in town hates me because I'm killing all their family members. That's the way it goes. It's the cross he bears, I guess. But a good looking head sculpt on this one. Diving into the body, big, beefy, muscular body. He can wield that axe, there's no doubt about it. Got some suspenders going on, and then he really loves that axe a lot because he's got it right on the middle of his chest there, looking pretty good. Muscular, beefy arms on him. He's got the gloves because you don't want to get messy if you're killing people and chopping heads off. We know how that goes. Got the forearm guards as well. A little bit of a skirt going on, a little skirt action here. Black pants, then he's got those fur-lined boots at the top, walking right out of Eternia is what it looks like here. And then you do get the boots down there at the bottom, the big old feet. Arms all the way around for us right here. You do get a bicep cut, double jointed, nope, single jointed elbows. You get the side to side on this one. Hands back and forth, side to side, removable. Head up and down, pretty good. Back and forth, side to side as well. Good movement out of the head here. You get the hula hoop up top. No traditional waist on this one. You do get some splits action if you need it. Leg goes up for the big boot or maybe the kick to the groin. Thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees, boot cut. No boot cut, but you do get ankles back, forth, side to side, up and down. Now, he doesn't necessarily need a stand because he is a big, beefy boy, but we'll do the ringside test. Why wouldn't we? Does he fit? Yep, he does. Fits right there on a stand if you need him to. If you need him to, he will fit on that stand. But a very cool figure. Not sure how well he'd sell by himself. This one feels like if he's not going to be a Build-A-Figure, he would have been part of one of those 2-packs that we get from Marvel Legends all the time with a beefy figure and maybe a female. And in all honesty, I could have seen him with Enchantress from the same wave. Maybe that could have been a 2-pack. either way, we got them both, I guess. But I could have seen that as one of those Marvel Legend 2-packs. That would have made a lot of sense there. And I do have the Enchantress right here. So you can kind of see that size difference between them two. Usually linked together in the comic books an awful lot. But I did talk about that MCU version of the Executioner. I do have that over here. Look how much smaller this guy is here. Very, very small. Different world, different universe. One's movies, one's comics. So I guess that works. And like I said at the top, I thought we already had this guy. I guess not. I was thinking of this one here. So happy to have this figure here in his big bulky stuff. I guess going to go on my Thor shelf is where he's going to go. Same thing with Enchantress. Building out the Thor universe. Building out Asgard. That's what we're doing at the end of the day. But there's the Executioner Build-A-Figure. But now it's time to bring the rest of the wave out. And we're going to rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite. All right, we got the entire wave here at the table. We unboxed every single one of these on the channel. Check out the in-depth reviews on these ones here, but we're gonna rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite. And we got 8 figures here. This is a giant wave, no matter what toy line we're talking about. Usually we don't get 8 figures. I think usually 6 is about as many as we do get, but I'm here for it. It's always nice to build out our Marvel shelves, as we do know. But we got 8 figures here. We're gonna start with number 8, work our way to number 1. Number 1 being my absolute favorite from this Executioner Build-A-Figure wave. Remember, as I always have to say, this is my list, so it's 100% right because this is my favorite list. But your list can also be 100% right. Put it in the comments down below. Put them in order. That's the hard part. That is the fun part. And that's the part, honestly, with most comments, they struggle on. I know it's tough, 8 to 1, but a lot of people say, well, I like this one and this one. Well, what order is that? And what about the rest of them? That's what I say. But put them in order if you're so... If you dare, how about that? But let's start it off at number 8. Number 8, very easy for me on this one here. We get a ton of this character. I don't have the relationship with the character that maybe you have with the character. Going in at number 8, it's Mark 72, Iron Man at number 8 right here. Is what it is. Just feels like another Iron Man to me. Doesn't feel all that special. Apparently he fights the Sentinels. Is it the Sentinels I'm thinking of in the X-Men universe? I don't know, but he's number 8 for me right here. Number 7 breaks my heart in a lot of ways. I was hoping this one would be higher up on the list. This easily could have been number 1. Unfortunately, it really missed the mark and feels like a Marvel Legends that maybe we got 10 years ago, in all honesty. It is the Werewolf by Night, a hairy bipedal creature. Very disappointing right here. Really wish we could have had a better figure on this one. We've been needing this for a long time, since the Toy Biz days, and this one just misses the mark. I feel like maybe just a hair beefier in size would have been nice. And then the pinless joints on this one really take me out of the game. Just make it feel very, very dated, which is unfortunate because I don't see us getting a Werewolf by Night figure anytime soon again. So I'm going to put that one at number 7, unfortunately. Next up, number 6, I'm going to go Enchantress. Talk about leaps and bounds improvement, though, on the last version of Enchantress, night and day, where the werewolf feels like he should have been back there with that old Enchantress. This one steps us into the future. A great head sculpt, a good looking figure. Just not a close bond for me personally with the character right here, but a fun one nonetheless. Next up, we're going to go 6. 6 for me is a character I never even heard of. However, I think it is a cool idea. We had another figure like him from the same line, Crystar, last year. We get Warbow here, ready to go. I love the translucent plastic, but once again, I don't know this character. I don't remember this character. I just remember Crystar from that world. But that being said, I like that they integrated into the Marvel Legends. I like that we can build out that Crystar line a little bit, and I love a translucent figure. So a lot of hits with this one without knowing anything about the character here. A lot of reuse from Crystar as well on this figure. But now we're down to the final 4. Ooh, my goodness, the final 4. It's like March Madness all over again. Number 4, I'm going to go for Dark Avengers. Spider-Man is the way I'm going to go with this one. I don't know the character, once again. Don't really read the Dark Avengers. I've heard of it, know enough to be dangerous. I think it's a cool idea. Not a bad figure all in all. Just kind of a figure that is there for me. Going to come in at number 4, but very cool. Always whenever you get extra arms, it's always fun. Now can I get forearm in the Marvel Legends? I would like that one from my old X-Force reading days. But does look good right here, Dark Avengers Spider-Man. Down to the final 3 now. Ooh, getting fancy is what we're doing. But I'm going to go to the Build-A-Figure Executioner. Once again, not a character I'm super over the moon with. He is okay for what it is. A good Build-A-Figure. I don't know if he'd sell by himself as a deluxe figure. I think if he was going to be Build-A-Figure, as I said earlier, Enchantress and him could have been a 2-pack that maybe would have went okay. Not exactly sure, but a big beefy figure for your Asgardians. Throw him in that pick there. But now we're down to the final 2, and I think most people know where this one is going. Of course, 2 of the best figures from Marvel Legends this year, in all honesty, and I'm going to go Phantom Rider at number 2. Never heard of the Phantom Rider until now. I've obviously heard of Ghost Rider. I've obviously heard of Vengeance and Johnny Blaze and all that, but Phantom Rider somehow escaped me, but something cool about this one. Love the Old West vibe, the Old West feel with this one. The 2 shooters ready to go. Just a fun character for the shelf, but number 1 for me, it's my boy Logan Wolverine, my all-time favorite. Getting the World War II edition, which many comics over the years, we've had flashbacks, we've had standalone comics, we've seen this before, and I'm actually shocked it took this long to get this version of Wolverine. I'm here for it. I can see G.I. Joe collectors grabbing this, put with their G.I. Joe Classified series. It's a very, very fun figure, and another one that I'm going to play a little long game in and pick up a second version of that one, I think is what I'm going to do. But this one, clear-cut winner for me. But all in all, not a bad wave. A mix of a little bit of everything in this wave, too, which I think with Marvel Legends is best. It's when we get variety. Variety, it's the spice of life, as some may say. But the variety here makes this very fun. A little bit of something for everybody. Not everybody's going to buy all these figures, but if you're a Wolverine fan, a Ghost Rider fan, a Thor fan, an Avengers, Spider-Man fan, a Werewolf by Night fan, or an Iron Man fan, there's something here for about everybody, at least with one of these figures from this wave, and that is pretty fun. But Logan, going to be number 1 for me. So there is my list. Once again, put your list in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel. 2 channels to keep you busy. Check it out if you have not already. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available where podcasts are found with video cast on YouTube. Check it out if you've missed it, if you need to catch up to it, whatever you may do. But I appreciate all the support on the podcast across the board. So there it is, another Build-A-Figure wave from Marvel Legends. Till next time, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?